Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Missing a
Yo, yo,
person, but
yo.
technical difficulties will get better. Uh, so, what other mediums of art inspire your photography? Like photo books, anything on Instagram, YouTube channels? Um, what inspires you?
I would say, um, I had someone ask me that before. I think it was you. I don't know. Someone asked me if I have like someone I look up to, and I'm like, no, not really. Like I watch channels and stuff, but it's no one where I'm just like, oh my god, I wish I could really do that. Well, you know what? There's those guys that I told Mike about. I really like them, but that's like video, and I try to stay away from video. They do
For
like
now,
hyperlapses. Yeah,
hell yeah.
for for now, right?
We'll get you one day.
Yeah, no, hyperlapses are super fun. They do like hyperlapses and time lapses and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're getting really good with the time lapses and stuff. Those are really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the middle part between video and photography.
Right, right.
So I'm okay with that part.
Right. I do get inspired by things I see. I'll watch a movie and I'll see like a scene. Oh, what movie was I watching? That Knives Out, I think it was called. Had Daniel Craig in it. It was like a murder mystery kind of thing, like Clue. And
Interesting.
there was a scene where they were in a courtyard and it was him and and the female and the actress that was in the scene with him. And whenever the camera was on his face, he was kind of had like this shrouded in darkness, kind of heavy contrast the way that the light was hitting his face, like he was almost hidden. And then whenever the camera was on the woman's face, it was all soft and like softer lit, and you could see all of her features. And it was like it created like this odd dynamic between the two of them, and I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it goes back to the conversation we had before about lights in general, but whenever I see stuff like that, it's like, oh man, now I got to pay attention to more stuff in this, and then I wonder how they do it, and then how can I learn something from that and apply it to something else that I do. So it kind of, whenever I see something that interests me at all, I kind of want to know how to do it, and then how I can apply it, not to use it or overuse it or exploit it or anyway, but just things
Sure.
like that inspire me to
Hmm.
try something different maybe I wouldn't have done before, and then figure out if that fits into my style at all.
Sure. I like it. Um, that's one of the things that I've been rabbit holing recently is the world of cinema and like the things that you can take away from it and apply it to photography. There's been a couple of
Hmm.
YouTubers that have been that I watched that cover the like just different like composition effects on how how a photo can make you feel because like we're always talking about like the basic rules of composition like rule of thirds or leading lines or dynamic symmetry or something like that, but like we don't really think about how those things could make you feel, make how those things could make a photo make you feel. So like with the rule of thirds, if you place your subject on the rule of thirds on the three lines, make it the lower third, um, you could enhance and make somebody notice a sense of like loneliness because like your subject's isolated in the frame and like the if you leave a big negative space on the other side of the frame, um, it just kind of enhances that feeling of loneliness. Or like you put everybody in a frame, a wide angle shot, and you put them on the top half of the um, third lines, it give them a bit more importance in the frame, and like you can kind of make your subject have a little bit more of a sense of power. There's just so many different things you can do, and like those things also include like different lighting effects. Like we always
Hmm.
talk about like moody lighting or like how a photo is moody, but it's like you have vignetting on the sides that like enhance the drama in a photo, and like all of those things are also used in cinema, and like the some of the greatest movies or like directors include all of that stuff to like really tell a story within 4 by 3 frame. And like we could take all those lessons that they learn and apply in cinema to photography, and I think that's just so cool. So I'm trying to learn those techniques and watch other types of cinema than like the blockbuster stuff to try to figure those things out in my own work. Maybe apply it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Nice.
cool. That's one of the reasons why I've because we've talked before about how I just love horror films, and that's one of the reasons why I watch the ones that I watch because they're not big blockbuster films, but people are
Mhm.
having to use like almost no budget and trying to figure out how to tell the story the way that they tell it with the mood and the light and the sound design and the practical
Mm.
effects because they can't afford the CGI and all that stuff with all that and um I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily like driven to make a film or anything, but to see the DIY approach to dealing with all that stuff behind the scenes and just imagining what they might have done is kind of inspiring to me.
Sure. Yeah.
You're not trying to make a film yet.
You shut your mouth.
You never know. Maybe we'll get into it one day.
I mean, did you think you'd be where you are now, like before, like when you first started? We're like what we're doing, like right now. Would you ever think that, hey, I'd be on a podcast?
No, I really hate being in front of a camera. To be completely honest, I leave my camera up behind my monitor like this for like days at a time, and I talk to it all day just to make it like less awkward when I'm actually recording. Because like I just can't do it, man.
It's
I
hard.
stutter. I have to like script things out, and then I end up looking at the monitor instead of looking into the camera, and it just messes me up so much. And then
Hmm.
I would turn robotic. So
Yeah. I'm consciously trying to make an effort to look at the lens whenever I'm talking. It's real difficult. Like I'll
That
glance
is
down here and
difficult.
then I'll look at myself and then I'll look back at the lens
mhm,
and do all that trying to do that, but it's not easy for me either for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Make eye
it's real fun.
connection with y'all, but
Yeah,
not really make eye connection because you can't see me looking at you. So it's like, it's,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. That's the hardest part about this is like I'm looking at the camera, but I can see y'all right below it, and I want to look at your face when I'm talking to you, but
right.
like
Yeah.
I can't, and I'm gonna start
It's
wearing
impossible.
sunglasses so nobody can see it.
That's actually not a terrible idea. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, but I don't have prescription sunglasses, so I can't see anything. So
Yeah,
Look like an asshole with shades on in in your fucking room.
yeah, it's all dark in here, and I got my sunglasses on. It's the lights, y'all. It's really bright in here.
right. But no,
Um,
I mean, I tried to do, we attempted to do a podcast before, me and a friend of mine, and
Oh,
we've, done a few different things, but it's difficult. I keep talking about how I was in a band and played music and all that stuff before, but it's the same kind of thing where you get all these people together to try to accomplish a goal, and sometimes timing isn't great, and sometimes not everybody's in the same place at the same time with what they want to do
mm-hmm.
and all of that. So it's like herding cats sometimes to get anything to happen. So
mhm,
it can be challenging. So
definitely.
I just like doing stuff. So I'm happy to do it.
Right.
For
It
sure.
is a lot of fun. Um, so are there any other mediums like we talked about cinema? Do y'all have any photo books, or are you interested in any photo books or purchasing works from other photographers?
I have no photo books. I've printed out a couple things, but I don't have any like photo books from anyone really. So who's this guy?
Hey, welcome to the podcast, sir.
Hi, thank you for the invitation, man. It's so great to be here.
Right? So we were just talking about other mediums and uh, whether, hmm, not whether. Do you have any other mediums of art that inspire you to take photos?
Uh, Definition of medium for those who don't know, i.e., me.
So medium being like movies, cinema, or like photo books or things in everyday life. Like you're walking down the street at sunset, golden hour, and you see the way that the golden light bounces off the driveways in your neighborhood, and it inspires you to go take some photos. Like anything like that, or you look at your girlfriend and you're like, "Oh my God, she's a
Uh,
piece of artwork. I need to take photos of this."
that's exactly what it is. Nothing other than my girlfriend. She's the exact reason why I continue my photography every single day.
Blink
I
twice if
thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
blink twice if you're fine.
Oh wait, did you hear any of that?
No.
Oh, oh, I got it.
Video's horrible, man. It's horrible. And the sound too.
Mine is.
It's bad.
Yeah. If you can turn the camera off, we
Wait,
can hear you though.
I'll deal
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Um, so do y'all have any goals this year that you'd like to reach with your photography? That's a little better. Anybody? Anybody got any goals?
I just like to
Y'all,
just keep driving and trying to improve all the time. Learn new things. Try to pick something and stick with it. Because I got my first real camera, and I spent most of my time just trying to learn everything. And I've kind of grown into certain lines and things that I like to do, and I'd like to focus a little bit more and produce more of the type of content that I like doing rather than just whatever I was whatever hit me that day to do.
sure.
Justin.
What about you, Jalissa? Do you have any goals?
Um, I said Justin, so it you go. Um,
Ladies and beards first.
oh, okay. Well, I think I mean my main goals is to just continue to do what I like to do without people interfering with that. Um, I would
Sure.
like to start traveling more and taking photos and actually start maybe printing out prints and selling them. That's something that I would actually like to do. I think a lot of people would love to do something like that because it doesn't really involve people as much. But yeah, that's my thing. That's my
Yeah,
main.
sure. Um, that actually leads to my next question. Have y'all printed any of your work? As far as my
Shoot.
goals, I don't really have any, except for
I
maybe
just
like
ripped
doing
it off.
um, ever doing like family photo portrait sessions, like those little mini sessions. We talked about it while we were on vacation that you could do those little mini sessions like 15, 20 minutes for $100. You could knock out
Right.
like four of those in an hour, do 2 hours worth of work, and you've got 8 sessions to do. That'd be plenty to knock out over the course of a couple days. Um, Especially if like you do, I hate to say it, I don't like this word, but like if you do kind of like the cookie cutter, you've got specific shots that you want to get, or that you have established that you know are going to be good quality photos.
Right.
Bang out like 15 of those shots in that 20-minute session, and then you know that you can go home, you can hit insert preset, and all those photos are going to come out to a quality that you're proud of, and then ship them out. And
Yeah.
you've made $200 an hour, like, or $400
Right.
an hour. Like over the end of the day, like after editing and stuff, you'll be down to like maybe $100 an hour. But like that's more than like most people I know's like entire week, and you can knock that out in a weekend. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
mhm,
I think it's exactly what you just said. It's a money thing. It's like mainly
sure.
because I don't know if I mean maybe there are some photographers out there who feel like mini sessions or just like the quick money making sessions are like something they really love to do. I mean, that could be a
Mhm.
thing for people, but I would think majority to them it's just like I need to make some money. It's not so much of
Sure.
oh my god, this is so creative because like you said, it's cookie cutter, and you're just going
Mhm.
in there to get people in, get them out, and just dish photos out. Like here you go.
Home Depot's listening
Sure.
in,
So
and they're like, you know what, Mr.
On that
Fulton,
note, though,
we
like
can
I think that a
have
separation of
gonna have a
like
talk on Wednesday. I got your
making a
got caught your
living
video.
and then
I don't
being creative
I
is
don't know why
necessary for
you
that, because like
like
we were
photography a
talking
lot more than
earlier
Garrett.
about like
We appreciate your work
how
you do here.
setting up the exact same shot and just
mm-hmm.
hitting the shutter button would just kill you on the inside. Being able to separate those two things, like, okay, from on Saturdays from 2 to 6, I'm at work, and then every other day is my creative
Oh, we
fun
got
day.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you 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 make the money so that you can spend the time to actually be creative. I think is important in
Mm-hmm.
yeah, important. You
That's
can
where I'm at.
separate the two. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
where I'm at.
if you're doing it seasonally too, it kind of creates enough
Mhm.
separation in between the times that you do that that setting up for the event becomes just as much the creative process as taking the image and doing the post.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, because like those things take like I mean, there's so many different ways to do that. I see some people like they'll they'll buy a bench. They'll buy like a $200 bench and
Mm-hmm.
decorate it with pillows and wreaths and leaves, and like they'll go all out on that. But like that too is creative. So I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
sure, you're banging out the same 30 shots, but at the same time, like you're paying for all the other things that you can do in life, and
Mm-hmm.
that part is what I want to get to. Like I love my job at Home Depot, but at the same time, like I love photography a lot more. And I want to have more time to do that. And the only way I can do
Mm-hmm.
that would be through doing that kind of work. Like doing the stuff that I don't like to do so that I have the time to do what I want to do.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Don't tell Uncle Sam that. Iris has joined the chat.
No, they know how I feel. And I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that company for long enough. It's not like I'm going to be quitting anytime soon. This is like a by the end of the year, I'd like to have my first mini session. I think that's a reasonable goal to like uh yeah, to get to the point where I'm comfortable enough to do those mini sessions. I don't need to charge $100, but like 2 3 year plan is to be able to charge $100 for one of those mini sessions or more. I don't know. I'll learn how I want to do that, but like be able to bang out those later on in life to eventually make that a full-time job. Because I mean, you've got Christmas, you've got October for Halloween, then you've got
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas, and right
I
after
think we
those
actually
things,
probably
you've
have to
got
set like actual places.
Valentine's Day, and then you've got senior graduation, and then
Mm-hmm.
you've got during the summer you could do like high fashion stuff. All the chicks that want to wear their bikinis and stuff like that, you can do those. Then you could transition that into July, doing the Fourth of July stuff, and then right after that, senior photos, because everybody's going to have every year is going to have a senior class. You get the incoming seniors or my first day at school, whatever. I don't know. There's ways to
Mm-hmm.
monetize that stuff, but like there's ways that you could make it an all year round thing. And I mean, for $800 a weekend, you could make a pretty penny pretty fast uh,
Yeah.
for like 16 hours worth of work. Like I'm just saying, like at a bare
I mean,
minimum of
yeah.
$100 a shoot, like I'll do the math right now. We'll do.
Enough.
Hey, I'll pay my taxes. I am happy to do so.
Right.
I mean, even
I mean,
during COVID, people were getting creative and doing like doorstep sessions and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's
right.
true.
But I
There's a
mean, at the
photographer in my
bare
neighborhood doing
minimum
that.
of doing the $100 for 15 minutes, that's $20,000 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you can get yourself to book enough consistent gigs to do that, like 16 hours a week, which not that many, not that hard. That's like 3 full days worth of photo shoots.
Yeah, just gotta knock it out, and
Mhm.
then you can rest and chill out.
Yeah. Go do street photography, or I mean, for $20,000 a month, $230 a year, $230,000 a year. I mean, I'll fly to New York City on a whim. Uh, just go have
Just to
fun,
go.
do fun stuff. Yeah, just to go. But I mean, that's the power that like doing the things that you don't want to do for the short term, the long term gains are worth it. It's just like
Hmm.
being able to separate those things. If you let it consume you, then yeah, it's going to kill you
Yeah, that's different.
creatively. But I mean, have fun with it.
That's a dream, right?
Yeah, that's the long term dream. I don't think I don't see myself getting to that point like in the next 10 years. But
Right.
if I can make half of that, a tenth of that, I would be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to just, sell prints and make a little bit of scratch that way. I'm not
Sure.
I'm not super committed to wanting to do portrait photography.
Yeah, there's just so many different ways to monetize it. Like you can do the prints. Um, when I first started photography, I went to go visit a relative in San Antonio, and we went to an art show. And there was this guy that had one of those big 8x10 uh, tents, completely just jam packed full of prints. Like he'd go to
Hmm.
Costco and print out like $5,000 worth of prints,
Right.
but like each four by the 4x6s were $20. The 8x10 tens were $50, and the 20x30s were $100. If he sold one of those milk crates full of the 10x30s, he's made his money back for all of those prints, and then everything else is play money. So like January 1st, pick out 15 of your favorite photos, and then go make 2,000 prints out of them, and get yourself booked into those gigs. And
Set up a
like
booth.
that's what set up a booth every
Right.
every other weekend. And like if you can sell all of those in a year, you've more than made your money back for any of your expenses. You've paid for your equipment. Like you can make a pretty penny out of it just taking the photos that people want to put in their homes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to get there. I think is like I guess a business model or a dream to monetize the work that I do. I think that's where I'd rather be,
Hmm.
taking photos of the things that make me feel good, and then hopefully somebody else likes them enough to buy them and hang it up in their house.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind
Okay.
doing the portrait photography, but sometimes it's difficult, the mindset that you have to be in. It's almost like you have to take more into consideration what people want over what it is that you want,
Sure.
and
Hmm.
that can be difficult to do sometimes.
For sure. That's for sure. Yeah. I understand that all the way.
Right.
It's a hard one.
My goal for this,
You're a robot, sir.
I think I just want if I could do that, I mean, I'll be happy. I've seen Justin, you're published. Um, Jalissa, maybe I don't know.
That was an accident.
It was, it happened, so it counts.
True. True.
So I mean that would be kind of like my thing, and then after that, yeah, see if I could do this mini shoot thing. So we'll see how that works out.
That'd be cool. Yeah. It's fun. Have fun with it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like the
Mhm.
only thing that you do creatively. Just like let it get you to the point where you can spend more time doing the things that you want to do rather than like me, Jalissa, and you, Valentine. We have to work full time outside of this to do these things. I mean, not that Michael wouldn't if he could, but like we don't have the we don't have the spare free time to do the things that satisfy us creatively. Like it may take some time to find those things, but we can let our creativity set us free. But with that is the end of episode 3. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for joining.